Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani. It's a very cool day in Lagos. I guess I should also, I guess I'll have to say it, Happy Workers' Day. Although sometimes you say these things because they are sort of formulaic. Workers are not very happy. I think that goes without saying. In fact, you look at some of the papers, you see that workers are actually lamenting hardship, and indeed, one of the papers goes as far as score Buhari and governors very low on welfare. None of that is really news because it is what it is. Inflation has been what it is. Insecurity. There was a lull in the middle of the elections. You remember when there was a shortage of cash, there was also there was a lull in banditry and kidnapping. But one of the things we'll be looking at today, in fact, I'll be looking forward to your calls on the matter. Maybe we're just going to do this between ourselves. I'll be looking forward to your calls on the matter. The fact that there is a resurgence now of armed banditry as well as terrorism, and I suppose, yeah, that does include kidnapping. So with the return of money, people heaved a sigh of relief. It's not only honest people that said that, okay, now we can go back to business. Many Nigerians feel that increasingly the authorities, maybe it's not their fault, but there's this increasing, how does one put it delicate now, impotence of the Nigerian security architecture. Because what you find is that these ne'er-do-wells, the robbers, the terrorists, the kidnappers, are operating almost at will. And, they seem to be running circles around the security apparatus. There are problems all over the place, as a matter of fact. It's not as if there's nothing to be happy about, but let's talk about these ones. In Lagos, southwest of the country here, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is what it is, a nightmare. The Minister of Works, Babatunde Raji Fashola, put out a statement that, well, bear with us, things are quite far gone, and even though they were supposed to be handing over that, they're supposed to be handing over that on the 30th, which is yesterday. It hasn't happened. It's been pushed forward again. And in the meantime, what this really means to, there you see a picture, what this means to not just Lagosians, but everybody who has to use that road, it's been a nightmare. People have spent up to 6-8 hours on the road, traversing no more than something like maybe, if they're lucky, 2 miles. And then later on, it picks on again. So we have our situation. We have our situation. It's not impossible. In fact, Nigerians are hopeful. In fact, the incoming administration is talking about renewed hope. So there shall be a lot on their plate when the time comes, much as the current administration has really tried its best. As Mr. President said, he's done his best, in the circumstances, and it is still what it is. Reverend Dominic, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning and happy Workers' Day. We'll not say that.
Let's say it. Let's say it. Let's be positive. Happy Workers' Day.
Yeah. Yes, at least we are alive.
I trust a man of faith to always find a positive side to any situation.
Yes, we are alive. Maybe I try to make it better. I have like the topic you brought this morning. We talked about it last week. If you are listening to me, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
It pains me every day when you talk to the spokesperson of this government. It's additional. And it tells you that the security of today is better than yesterday. It's a thing of pain and shame and tears come out of your eyes. So I said here 2 weeks ago, I don't believe the report that comes from Kaduna and Benue. Why? I said maybe there's a media hype. Why do you wake up every morning, 30 people, 40 people? A family will lose all the whole family. It's sure we're still in Nigeria every day, every week, in Benue, in Kaduna. I say, does it happen or they're making it up? But when we talk to our brothers there, this is reality. Some families are not at home. But I want to use this medium because they listen to us. I had the other day they have postponed census. That's a wise thing. You already have
Oh, dear.
In Benue State. I live in Nigerian camp. If that came to you, 18 local governments in Benue State. There are 23 local governments, 18 out of 23. No place to stay. Census is the house census and human number. So how to count a man in IGB camp? Where do he live? And God has postponed it. Thank God for that. That means there's good sign coming out by the government. Number two, let's put that security because they leave to Sudan. When Nigeria exercise their power military-wise. We're talking about safety here. We can't intimidate some of us. We can't intimidate bandits. We can't intimidate Boko Haram. When Nigerian soldiers, it means that we cannot intimidate the soldiers in Sudan as African giants. And we need our people there through our efforts. America has done it. India has done it.
I beg your pardon, Reverend. Reverend, you know what? The line is getting a bit garbled. It's not.
Oh, sorry.
It's getting a bit garbled. So I'm going to have to discontinue here. If you can, Reverend Dominic, maybe you could dial back again and get in again. Maybe it will sort of clear it up. But I think we've been able to make out what you were saying. But it was getting progressively worse. But thank you very much for calling in. See if you can call back in. Maybe it'll be better. Reverend Dominic was relating to the resurgence of armed banditry, terrorism that we were talking about. And he was noting that it's spiked. The Northwest, it has spiked there. You look at Benue, Ondo, Katsina, Niger, and Kaduna. These are some of these Reverend Dominic mentioned. These are just among others. It's just come back again. The only reason, therefore, was that there was no cash, so the robbers knew it was an impossible task for them, and so it looked like somehow things were getting better. But good morning, Mr. George. Happy Workers' Day, as we say.
Good morning, Uncle Yori. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Uncle Yori, permit me to disagree with the grievances of the workers.
Okay, how do you mean?
The reason being that the workers themselves have been complicit in the maladministration or the non-performance of our elected leaders in our country. Look at the rate of oil theft. Is it not workers that are there? What have they done to arrest oil theft that brings less revenue to the government? Look at the rate of corruption in our public service. How many times have workers raised any issue? It is the workers that the public elected officials use to loot money from our coffers. As long as they have their own aspect of it, they don't speak. Now they are rating the government low. Let me give you a scenario, Uncle Yori. The Supreme Court asked Governor Emefiele of Central Bank to release money to Nigerians who were suffering. The governor refused to obey. But when the workers came out and said, we are going to face you, what happened? The money came out. It is the same way the workers will have done to public servants when things are going wrong. But they will not speak. They will keep quiet as long as they themselves are individually benefiting from the rot. So coming out on May Day to start condemning the same government when they are part and parcel of what is wrong, I'm sorry, they cannot gain sympathy from somebody like me. Let them sit up and become a force to reckon with in the good governance of our country. If the workers tell our elected leaders that you must do well, the elected leaders will do well. So they have power that they have not agreed or they have refused to use. On the security situation, Uncle Yori, the same thing applies. If you look at the root, I always like to address the cause of something before you address the effect. It's when you address the cause that you can bring results. What is the cause of the so-called insecurity in the country? Is political instigations. Some are instigated by others in order to outdo other people. And then our people will be suffering. It's the common man that will be suffering. As the new government is coming, I want to urge the president-elect to take a hard look at our security architecture. There is no accountability on the money we spend on arms. Nobody checks. The money that was voted, where are the arms? We are told we have 12 Tucanos. And bandits are all over the country. And we are aware that one Tucano can eliminate banditry in 6 states. If we have 12, how come that they are all over the place and we don't have any? So because of a lack of accountability, this insecurity is just going haywire. Kidnapping is becoming the order of the day. Who and who are the kidnappers? People know about these people. They are not hidden. So security should be a top priority. But just crying about it without doing something cannot bring about a solution.
Okay.
And the government alone cannot do it. People like workers, let them stand their ground and do what is expected of them. If they say Nigeria will be good, Nigeria will be good. But the attitude of take it and then you say you blame another person for the fault, we will not take that one. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. George. An interesting, if controversial position there, but I like it because what Mr. George from Ikeja, his positioning is that, look, whether it is inadvertent or otherwise, we, the Nigerian worker, the Nigerian citizen, effectively, we're the architects of our own problems because we don't have a zero. We're not just disciplined enough, is what he's implying, and so we don't own it. I think I heard back in the day when President Buhari was talking about we should own it. What Mr. George is saying in there is that we've not owned our country yet. We let the things that we complain about, we let them happen. We don't come out. And he cited, which I think is instructive, he cited that, look, when the time came and everything was going to collapse, did money not come out? Did we not get our money? We're not talking about any grant or loan. It was our money. We didn't quite know why they had seized it, but it was what it was. So, as I said, it could be quite controversial and interesting. Maybe I'll see what other viewers think about the position of one of our viewers, that the Nigerians themselves allow it. Reverend Mazi Okoroafo, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Yuri. That's Comrade Mazi Patrick Okoroafo from Anochukwu in Abia State.
Comrade Okoroafo.
Comrade Mazi Patrick Okoroafo.
Comrade Mazi, your Happy Workers' Day.
Okoroafo, yes. Happy Workers' Day. God bless you, sir. Well, it's a pleasure that today is Workers' Day and also being St. Joseph Workers' Day. St. Joseph, that's the patron saint of all the workers, the whole world. Now, let's come back to what is happening in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you ask yourself, Nigerian workers, pensioners, what is happening with the governors? Governors will come, run to Abuja, collect money and come back, pay the workers who will not pay, to accumulate. And pensioners will not give them their stipend. So I call it stipend. That is why you see there are a lot of stealing, people call it corruption. It's not because it's stealing. People enter the office, they would like to steal. Now, let us ask ourselves, all these men and women that are due for retirement, they will go back to their human resource department and change their age. Somebody is above 70, will go back and be changing to 49. Depriving young graduates. Honestly, it's very. When I see people coming to photocopy something near our office, I start laughing. They go to court, whether they go to court or magistrate, I don't know where they go, they type, stamp everything. You are changing your age. Now, when you change your go and submit, which office is your son coming to take over? You have replaced your son already now. Your son will graduate. You will not have a job. And you that are supposed to go. Even the funniest thing that those people that are supposed to go on retirement, even to climb staircase and enter the office, it's a problem. Because all their two knees, all their joints, all of them have just got let's say, hammer, this thing now. They should be managing. People should be allowed to stay in the office. Which is, please, if you know that you are due for retirement, please go. Don't go and change because you are bringing a cost to yourself, bringing a cost to the family. That's your son or daughter will not get a job. That's it. Now, you ask yourself, employer of labor, whether all these people are even Nigerians too. You will employ somebody to come to work for you from 7 o'clock till 7 p.m., sometimes 8. You'll be paying that person 8,000 naira, 10,000 naira a month. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Saturday, they will close. What with the person? So the person will spend 5,000 naira, remaining 3,000. Now, there are some places you come, now even the workers in the state level, or even the local government is the worst. When they come, they just go and do their business. They say, government have not been paid. They have not been paid. Now, how do we solve this problem? Federal government promised us 1,000 workers per local government. 774 local government in Nigeria. What happened? That one has entered the Z carpet. These are the things that, but Nigerian worker, I would just advise you, if you go to the office, do the work that you know that your conscience, collect the salary, your own allowance, leave the one that belongs to others, not to steal and go. When you steal and go, your own son will not be opportune to be there. And this issue of falsification is not good. Now, we are talking about insecurity. My brother, let me tell you, whether Nigeria like it or not, the war, that is the war, whether crisis that is going on in Sudan, is spreading to Africa. Whether we like it or not. 2013 was the establishment of that support group going on. 2013, those groups now fighting back. I was watching the scene when the current president, the military junta, and Sisi of Egypt, they were dying and whining. That was a few days ago, before this thing happened. Now, we are going to Egypt to cover and pretend that you see the problem. Now, inside Sudan, it's another problem. By the time the crisis spread, elimination, they have destroyed everything like Sierra Leone. This is happening. You don't need prayers on this issue. When it happens like South of Sierra Leone, those boys will spread. Where are they going? They will come to areas where to hire them as criminals, coupled with the political talks which we have already created in states by the so-called people who want to stay in the government with their own choice. And those political talks with those who are coming, you are making the state go. How will business progress? Let us face reality, because the area we take measures and solve that problem is better for us. But Mr. Yori, as before, insecurity is not one-man show. Insecurity in Nigeria, it is not gunmen or men gun, according to my son. These things are terrorist work. As long as insecurity are going on, you cannot. Do you know that most of the students now in Nigeria, that they put Indian ham inside food and prepare and give their friends to eat? After eating, they go haywire. What they enter stealing, they enter into court. Okay. That is why I go to the University of Nigeria now. Lecturer is going haywire. Good morning. Happy Workers' Day. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Yeah, you did spend a bit of time there, but then I was sort of making up for those times that I have held you up, when I couldn't do anything about it. So thank you very much for calling in. You touched a number of bases there. And I'd really like to hear, I don't know, you sort of addressed it, but I'd like to hear what our first caller, George in Ikeja, what he actually put it back on the people, the citizenry, that the citizenry is too tolerant, of the things, corruption especially. We don't come out and protest and put our foot down, as you might see elsewhere, that this is gone so far and no further. We don't do that, was his assertion. I don't know what you think. Good morning to you, Mr. Yakub. Happy Workers' Day.
Yeah, happy Workers' Day, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You see, Shijori, yes, happy Workers' Day. The last caller said something that I think I should buttress on. He says that there are some people due for retirement, and then they went ahead and changed their ages and all that. Usually, do you know why? Why are they doing that?
Poverty,
the reason is, yes, apart from that.
No, it's because there's nothing. There's nothing to fall back on.
Exactly, that is what. But another thing is this. When you know that you serve for 35 or 40 years in service, and then after retirement, your pension that you're supposed to be far back on, you are not sure of it. I think, Mr. Ayoyo, you remember the Mainai saga. Today, as journalists, can you tell Nigeria where the issue is now? The Mainai saga that they tell Mainai to be able to monitor this pension issue. At the end of the day, what happened? Nobody in this country know where Rashid Mene is now. And then we don't even know where the case lands. So that is why some workers and then some old people that are supposed to leave the system, they were not changing their age because they are not sure outside the world. They don't know where they are going to get. That is number one. Number two, you see, Siviyori, Nigerian citizens, I expect much, much more change from president-elect. And then by this month, it will become a substantive president of this country. We expect a high change. Why am I saying that, Siviyori? You see, this country now, the president-elect have already talked to Labour during the campaign that whether you like it or not, I'm going to remove this subsidy. No matter how protected you are, I'm going to remove the subsidy. But the question is this. The Labour now says that, now I heard it on news last week that Labour was like, you should not remove the subsidy now and all that. Why are they saying so? Because this subsidy of 18, we are just giving it to a few people. And then the president-elect already made it know that he's going to remove it. But what Labour people need to do now is that they should be able to demand the palliative that the government is going to put in place. How are they going to make sure that this palliative gets to where it's supposed to get to?
Yeah, but of course you know, sorry, Mr. Yakub, of course you know that particular ball has been kicked down the road.
You see, even though if the incoming government remove this subsidy, and then I don't know how Ashwat Bola Tinubu is going to do it. The palliative that I still said it, the palliative the government wanted to put in place, particularly it is going to be hijacked by the politicians in the grassroots. The people that need palliative, they are not going to get it. That is why I said that the labor people need to demand. What is the criteria they are going to use to make sure that Nigerian citizens are not suffering? Because if the subsidy removed, don't be surprised we are going to buy the petroleum price at rate of 500 if it is not more. In that case, everything will skyrocket and going up. So what is Mr. President-elect, incoming president, is good? He needs to talk to Nigeria. I want President-elect to be changed. The kind of how he's going to address Nigerian citizens. During his government in Lagos State, I could remember when the bomb blast happened in Lagos State. Ashwat Bola Tinubu during that very particular day, everybody was panicked. The governor that time, Ashwat Bola Tinubu just appeared in television and begin to calm us down. Everything just calms down. And even those people suffer that very particular time. So I need President-elect to be embarked on same thing.
All right.
To Nigerian citizens.
Okay.
Not be saying you go abroad and talking to us. I want him to address Nigerian citizens.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Yakub, for calling in.